of a diseased, of a sick society. Now, having said that, I do not believe at any point of time myself or anybody in the world that I recommend to disrespect people of different orientations, especially sexual. Somebody was asking me that, can homosexuals go to heaven? I said, can they be kind? Can they be generous? Can they help people? I said, yeah. I said, in that case, they will. He said, then homosexuality is forbidden in the Bible. I said, it's not forbidden. It's called to be abnormal in a sense that, like my finger is cut when I was doing carpentry, or somebody in an accident lost leg or became blind. A blind man and homosexual are the same thing. They're abnormal, but this abnormality does not mean they're not human being. So the worst thing you can think about them is that they're sick. What do you do to the sick people? You respect them more. You care more for them. You help them more. Naturally, to come and attack them and tell them that you're this or you're that, especially those who are physically disabled in that area, my God, any attack towards them, it results in a huge spiritual gain, in a huge spiritual loss for the person who does that. I was in BC, I remember a fellow named Caleb, and he was trying to become Baha'i, and he said that what he would do with homosexuality. I told him, listen, if we come and discuss this issue forever, we're not going to get anywhere. Let's say it's like a monkey's tail. Well, wait, and if in the evolution this tail fell off, so then we know we did not have tail. And if it did persist and stayed, well, then we have a tail. Now we'll find out if in the evolution mankind turned into homosexual. Okay, I say that, alright, that's the course of evolution. But if it didn't, then everyone knows that it is not. I think society is sick, and as a virus, society as a whole has lost its equilibrium. As Baha'u'llah says, his administration, his world order has shaken the entire fabric of the society. This is why some people, the fracture has gone into the countries, into the families. It's gone sometimes into the individual characters. People, they don't know they're man or woman. But my God, that is our simplest component of the spiritual gain. I am sure those who personally, privately, they are trying to do extracurricular activity with the matter of sex, they do have this merit point, but very little. As not comparable to transgression, to jealousy, is not comparable to cruelty. If you're jealous, Baha'u'llah says you cannot enter my kingdom. Has never said if you're homosexual you cannot enter my kingdom. So you have to, as Shoei Effendi says, you have to work harder at it. It's an abnormal situation, but sometimes you may work at it and then you find out that God, you can do anything about it. And if there are people in the future that they are completely born, whatever, homosexual, or they have to have that, there's a clause in the rule of Baha'u'llah. He says that a physician can provoke and cancel my law for one individual, not for all society. So if your doctor says that, yeah, there's no choice for you, you have to drink, or you have to have this medicine as they prescribe and you have pain. If a doctor, psychologist in future says that this man is born as a homosexual, he has to live in another homosexual or in a homosexual relationship. If that's sentenced by doctor, that's fine. No one has to have objection, and I'm sure in the Baha'i faith they will have a place to live and there's no problem with it. So, but if we think as some of the radical homosexual that, we all have to become homosexual, definitely homosexual parenting is Definitely wrong for the children. How could a child go to school and say my mom and dad are homosexual? How embarrassing for that little mind is. Please, for God's sake, do not attack these little minds for these convoluted thoughts that we have as an adult. We have to be extremely careful about that, because this is not a normal pattern of life. So we became sick, some of us. Be careful on that. A child needs the love of a male and female, because we both have estrogens and testosterone. Any man is also a woman, maybe 15-20%. Any woman is a man for a certain amount. We have both hormones. So a child needs attractions and love of two kinds, both male and female. It can't just be one type. Trust me, it's not going to work. It will be an awkward bringing up of the children otherwise. So I did talk about sexual educations. I would continue on that to say that in this sexual education is so important that a couple, they have to know all about it before marriage. They have to go to the counselor, watch certain programs. They have to know everything you can do sexually, the pleasures that they don't know about it. They have to learn all about it, and they have to try to see if they like it. As the worst things to attack your partner if he or she has sexual weaknesses, because the signals are being sent to our brain. We get tired. A man passes by and looks at a woman, or a woman the same way gets attracted to the kindness of another man. So the best is for the couple to be totally open to each other and tell everything they feel and they encounter within themselves immediately to each other. And by God, never ever in your life write down a big red cross, big one, that never ever 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 attack your partner on what he or she told you about their weaknesses. It is really derogatory. It is catastrophic. Do not attack it. If you do attack each other on this personal level, you create a huge drift in the relationship. It will end up to divorce, or the unhappiness becomes to the point that all kind of thing comes out of it. So partner, they have to be very, open to each other on this issue. So, as I explained before, since everything can be traced back to the sex, therefore, sexual therapy, as it is a knowledge, I'm very sure they're not aware of what exactly it is very, very important, the sexual therapy. As I mentioned on that example to you, I said to the guy that if you do not have too much sex with your wife, less or moderate, then you don't cash the love into sex. But sex can do a lot of things. I've witnessed since seriously fundamentalist Muslims in Iran that they could never imagine one day they break their fasting or not to do prayer, or by God they come without hijab outside, or men not to have beard. I've seen this type of people. For whatever reason they got attracted to some woman and they went outside of marriage, or if they were single, they had sex with somebody else outside of the parameter of the religion. You know what happened? These guys, their religion completely collapsed. As a big virus went inside and boom, killed the religion. All of that activity of praying this, that to God, it was all just sex. It meant sex. The guy didn't have enough sex. As soon as he had sex, it just died out. It broke the law, his own law. The whole structure, like a bomb, destroyed it. They became moderate people, nice people, good people. That is the only solution to the fundamentalism. I was talking last night, there's no solution, there's one solution. Sex can kill a really, really bad religion. But it has the same effect if your religion is a good religion. If you, God forbid, as a Baha'i, you're going to have sex or adultery, those guys, when they have that, they alter and they become happy. After sex, they probably go and have a drink too. And they become totally moderate, secular. But if a Baha'i have sex outside of marriage, or even before marriage, it totally creates a huge problem for him. Very big. I remember when I was in Iran, one of a friend of mine, he did everything possible to make me to have sex. Told him impossible. He even took me to a whorehouse. I told him I can't. Then he decided that I'm not a man. I told him, no, I am a man, but I just cannot touch the body of a person that I don't know. And I just feel